What's up, randos? Today's video, we're not riding, at least not probably close until the end. But what we are doing is an installation.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get.
Alright folks, I ordered these things first thing Monday morning. I got an email Tuesday morning at 4 in the morning, and it said that they would be delivered Friday. They were. So this is going to be the first modification to the Lowrider. Okay, I had difficulty doing this with one hand, but what I got are the Bung King crash guards for the Lowrider S. I got this because I've already saw where a few reviews said this does in fact fit the ST, which it should because it's the same frame. So this is going to be the first, I don't even know if we can technically call it a modification to the bike, but I will tell you, this is thick, that's heavy, that's got some weight, and I'm excited. So as everyone should know, if you've seen my last video, or one of my last couple videos, I just got a Lowrider ST. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I've got crash protection on it and a way to put highway pegs on it. So I went ahead and I got the single bar crash guard from Bung King, because if you didn't know, the Lowrider ST, there's this bracket right here that bolts into the frame, and the mustache crash guards that Harley and other companies offer bolts in up here. Well, you can't use that bracket then if you use that kind of, if you use the mustache or any other type of crash guard that bolts in up here, because they don't interact with each other. So if you do that, you have to get a light relocation kit, which is kind of ridiculous on the price from what I remember. I think my friend Colleen, Skittles McDiddles, when she got it for sale possibly, but she told me it's like 140 bucks, 150 bucks for the relocation kit for the turn signals. And on top of it being 150 bucks, you have to completely disassemble and take off the fairing to do that. I don't have the patience for that, and I don't particularly want to do that. And I think that the Bung King crash guard will be fine. But the first thing we have to do is we're going to have to take out all of these bolts. We're going to have to pop these plastic tabs out and unscrew them because they hide another bolt hole. And we will have to do it over here for down here as well, and you can see probably a better close-up right here of the plastic inserts that need to come out. So to do all of that, it is all of these bolts for the brake cylinder and for the peg mounts. It's a T45, so I had to go get one of those. And then if I remember correctly, all of the new bolts that are going in, these are all Allen heads, which should be 5/16. If it's not 5/16, it's okay, I have a bunch of these at different varying sizes. Now I assume these are going to be torque to spec or beyond spec, so I got a breaker bar to help break them loose if I need to, a ratchet because doing it by hand is going to suck, blue Loctite because we know we need blue Loctite. Although, that being close to the exhaust, maybe I should. Nah, I don't need red Loctite. But the biggest thing is, I borrowed from a friend a torque wrench, because these bolts, according to the paperwork that came with them, need to be torque spec'd at 30 foot-pounds. And they also recommended that I take one of the bolts from the peg mounts to use back up here after installing, because the short bolt that they provide may not be long enough. I'm going to take a second to break all of these bolts loose, and I'll turn the camera back on then. Whew. Alright, open up the garage door because it was getting really hot in here, and though there might not be much of a breeze, a little bit's helping. But we broke all of these loose, which was a bit of a challenge because they were definitely on there really tight. Now we should be able to oh Lord, those are stupid tight in there. Well, they had Loctite on it. That's probably why I'm having such a hard time with that. No, just letting this free hang shouldn't be a big deal. But yeah, that one definitely had a lot more Loctite on it. I'm not going to take this one out yet because I don't really want to mess with the master brake cylinder too much. What I am going to do is go to the other side and break their bolts loose first. Also, the tape is for when I pull out that tab, I want to put the tape around the powder coat so that when I try to get a screwdriver or other tools around this, I don't scratch the powder coat. Alright, so it's hard to get down in here, but this bolt is a lot harder to reach because of this, how the peg is. So we had to get the extension, which is going to make this a lot harder. There we go. I think I just started to get it loose. Oh, yep, that one came real loose. All right. All right, so as you can see, I got the master cylinder off. Everything I've read said it's okay to let this just kind of loosely hang there without disconnecting anything. Just be very careful of it. And then here you can see where I taped off around that little, what is it called, grommet, I think. In fact, on the bottom part of it, it was loose enough I could get the tape underneath it. So what I'm going to do is come in on that part and just try to kind of wiggle it out just a little bit. Because ideally I want to be able to get needle nose around it and twist it. If that doesn't work, I'll just take this, tap it into the plastic, and twist it out like a screw. Alright, so you can see I was able to pull it out just enough to get needle nose around it. Now the trick is to just twist it out like it's a screw or a bolt. Probably do it with my hand at this point. Yep. There you go. Now to show you what I did is I just took tape and I tried to see if I could slip it under, which it looks like I can't on these ones, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, they're a little snugger than they were on the other side. And I'm really just trying to do kind of a loose barrier around the powder coat. Alright, so I can't seem to get the screwdriver underneath those, so what I'm going to do is this. And that works. It's scary. It really is, because that's I'm swinging a hammer toward my new bike. But it works. There we go. And just like that, we've got both out. That's not a scratch, that's just some of the residue from the tape. Alright, so I didn't put it on camera, but I slid these on, and I used a bolt to just temporarily hold this in place right here. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt on the rear, and then these two, and go to the other side and do the same thing. But for that, just do a little bit of Loctite first. So I'm just wanting to get these started. Okay, we got that just snug. Okay, so it ended up being a major pain to get this one lined up and that one lined up, but I got them. Now I just need to torque spec everything down, and the paper that came with my stuff said 30 foot-pounds, but that's a 1/2 inch. That's 3/8. And I need to run to the store to get a step down, so I'll be back. All right, we're back. We got a 3 set of adapters because I don't have any. It is set to 30 foot-pounds, which is what the torque spec was according to the Bung King parts we received, so that's what we're gonna use. Just because this thing's so freaking big and wieldy. Good. I'm gonna use some adapters, so I'm a little farther away from the frame. And there we go. Every bolt has been torque spec'd. The Bung King torque specs are 30 foot-pounds for the bolts. I think, if we look at the service manual for the Lowriders, do not quote me, I am no expert. But if we look at those, I believe they are spec'd between 35 and 45 on the soft tails. Again, do not quote me. I'm not a certified mechanic, I'm not a certified technician, I am not a Harley engineer. But that's gonna do it. Hope you all enjoyed me struggling for a little bit and making well, you didn't get to see the 2 trips, but I made 2 trips to the hardware store. One for a T45, the second trip just now to get adapters since I don't have any. But that's gonna do it for this one. I love and appreciate every single one of you that watch the videos, comment, talk to me. Please keep doing so. Can't wait to talk to everybody in the next one.